It's not every day you get to have a conversation with a member of Congress, even more rare, together with their spouse. Congressman Rodney Davis joining us again with his wife, Shannon. And it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
A bit of a rough summer for your family, I imagine. It must have been just 4 months ago, I think it was, when we were all shocked to learn that a man who lived in Illinois picked up a rifle and opened fire on a softball field in Alexandria, Virginia, where Republican members of Congress were shagging balls, and they had to scramble for cover. You were on that field, and that had to be pretty intense for you, but I can't imagine what it must have been like for you here at home.
Right. June 14th was the day it happened. I'll never forget it. It was, I was on my way to work, and I got a telephone call. A weird number came through, actually popped up on my phone, and I'm like, who's this? I just happened to answer it because it was from Ohio number. Answered it last minute, and it was Rodney on the phone. And he was trying to reassure me and let me know that there was a guy who brought a gun to their practice and was starting to shoot at them. And of course I panicked, and I just wanted to know if he was okay. It was the scariest call ever.
And of course, the rest of that day, the rest of that week, and even weeks later, the news coverage, wall to wall, people looking at what happened there. We saw a person who was motivated by his political beliefs.
Correct.
Pulling the trigger there, and that prompted you to write an article in the State Journal Register, an op-ed, where you wrote that words matter because they can perpetuate hate.
Correct.
And I wonder who you had in mind when you wrote that.
Well, I believe that. You just look at the TV today. You look at what people have to say. Words do matter. People are watching what people are saying, and they're reacting on those words. And I don't think that everyone understands the sharpness, their tone that they use, how that affects people who can't make sense of it. We have so many people that are either so far on the right or so far on the left. It's both sides, and I am not saying, because my husband's a congressman, that it's one side or the other. It's both sides. We have to be careful about what we say because so many people are watching that, and then they react. And that's not what we want them to do.
And Congressman, you've talked about toning down rhetoric and being more responsible with the words you use. President George W. Bush just made some similar comments this week. I want to take a listen to these real quick.
The American dream of upward mobility seems out of reach for some who feel left behind in a changing economy. Discontent deepened and sharpened partisan conflicts. Bigotry seems emboldened. Argument turns too easily into animosity. Disagreement escalates into dehumanization.
Now, President Bush makes those comments that Americans are discontent. He seems to say, I don't know if that's an economic message that he's touching on there a little bit, but can't Congress do something to pacify much of that anger by delivering real results?
Well, I think we can, but I also think what President Bush was trying to say was that he sees the hate and the vitriol that's even worse than when he was president of the United States. He's seen the effects of that, and I appreciate a message coming from somebody that I respect, like President Bush, in trying to do what he can to lower the temperature, lower the vitriol, lower the hate, because that's frankly what we have to do in this country, and we saw and we experienced the end result of that hate. And I don't want any American to have to go through what we did.
Certainly nobody should have to go through what you guys endured this summer. And I know you also touched on what happened in Las Vegas as well, tragedies there. Thank you both for coming on, and a pleasure to hear your story. Thank you for sharing it with us. That'll do it for us on Capital Connection this week. We'll see you right back here next time.